ladies, Pink Panthers, anyone else who happens to be watching this video. I'm Abby, and I'm going to be here with you now for the next 20-25 minutes or so. I'm just doing a little bit of uplifting poetry. I'm going to do some of my own stuff, and then a couple of poems by other writers, such as Maya Angelou and Liesl Müller. Doesn't that sound great? What a bit of a nightmare time it's been for, well, the whole world really. It's been very, very stressful, and I appreciate that a lot of yous out there are going to be feeling really stressed and worried and kind of climbing the walls a wee bit with the isolation at this point. So what I hope that this video is going to do for you is just give you a little excuse to go make a cup of tea and bring it back and lie down on your couch or on your bed or whatever and just take a wee 20-25 minutes to yourself to relax and have a wee smile or a wee laugh, and hopefully you'll find it uplifting. So here we'll start with the first one. Enjoy. Me da walks me through the tiny veg patch out back of the flats that he has cultivated for over a quarter century. The garden that's grown with me like a sibling stranger. There's enough food here to share for a year, and plot lines abundant for 100 soap opera scripts. The sheer scandal among these drills is unreal, me da says. The onions choked the carrots for sneaking into bed with the garlic. The tatties have thrived by turning a blind eye to the antics. Big Rosemary said she'd day time for the parsley and chives, while wee Sage just wants to cleanse the negative vibes, man, and a squash who watched it all kick off is traumatised, hence stunted growth. In 5 wide strides across, there are chapters versus verses, entire worlds and universes, series, features and trilogies. Gardeners know the meaning of being supreme creator. And when Da speaks these stories into existence, his expression is one of a brown-skinned Saint Nick, all the way down to the tinge pink nose. These memories bring laughs that I don't even need to force. That means my core is invincible summer still. As cocooned in a chrysalis of cataclysms as I now feel, there's plenty space to grow and bloom still. A song sings on repeat from the darkness. Our words have power and magic in the mind, the direction they point you in. And I'm reminded, cocoons are incubators, not prisons. Both night and day raised the hay. Gareth, bugging out in some secret location, says preservation, not isolation. And I feel another poem kicking. This morning, in this state of deep rest, not depressed, I grew a short film script from scraps in my imagination. I don't even give a shit how good it is it exists, and its existence is indicative of a good harvest. When I finally get back to Manannan at Gortmore, I'll bring the sketchbook and watercolours. I'll paint the very eye of that eternal storm. I'll snort the entire Causeway Coast accidentally from breathing in so deep, and stretch my arms and conduct waves and take up space when I dance. I'll add this notion to the bucket list. There's space abundant for chapters and verses, series, features, trilogies, 100,000 years worth of stories. Listen. Is it just me? Or if the birds in that crabapple tree fierce learned to sing. This next poem I'm going to read for you is one of my favourite Maya Angelou poems, and it's called Phenomenal Woman. And so many of us are just phenomenal women, and we don't celebrate it half enough. So this poem is just a poem where she celebrates being damn phenomenal and has absolutely no shame in doing so. So here you go. Pretty women wonder just where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size, but when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride in my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please. And to a man the fellas stand or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me like a hive of honey bees, and I say, it's the fire in my eyes and the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. Men themselves have wondered just what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. And when I try to show them, they say they still can't see. And I say, it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breasts, the grace in my style. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, the need of my care, because I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. And that's you too. Now, I'm sure none of you innocent, clean living critters out there have ever drank poachine, bought poachine. But anyway, I thought I might do this one for you and maybe give you a little bit of a laugh. It's called Poaching, and it's about getting a wee bit too steaming on poaching. And I'm not talking about the type of poaching that you buy legally in the shops for the tourists. No, 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 no. This is about the type of poaching that you go into deepest, darkest Donegal and meet some mysterious character coming out of a car who melts back into the darkness once you make the purchase. It's about that type of poaching. Aye, I'll tell you what's fake news, said he. What? Says I. Australia, says he. Now we're on our backs in a field near a border town. Fat moon on black sky, the cocky silver plough lucid among the spatters of celestial spray paint and everything. Tourism NI would love this. We could be the faces of a brand new nationwide campaign, only we're both pished on illegal poaching, purchased from Marching's mammy's uncle's best pal's brother's wee girl's osteopath from Iskaheen. Now mind, just don't go blind, she'd said when she handed us the potion on this old halting come dogging sight at 2 o'clock one morning, and oh, how we laughed. and she didn't. She said, "The first bottle of poteen in Ireland was made by St. Patrick one night when he drank the wine cellar dry, and sure look what happened to him. Sure didn't he start tripping balls and seeing snakes and slaughtering rings round him until he came to 4 mornings later and saw that the snakes were, in fact, the entire native pagan population of the island. Yous don't need that in your lives, kids." And then she melted back into the darkness in her hooded black pashmina. Daniel Day-Lewis floats by us wearing this chunky knit balaclava, looking the number to Marcine's mammy's uncle's best pal's brother's wee girl's osteopath from Iskaheen's burner phone. But he's not the 7th son of a 7th son, so we don't give it to him. Daniel warns that if I keep using metaphors like celestial spray paint, then I'll continue attracting every space cadet in orbit for the rest of my days. "Australia's fake, I'm telling you," my mate says. "No, but wait, how long? I've been there. My mates Joe and Anya live there." "Your mates Joe and Anya are actors, paid by NASA." And for a second, I consider it. That's when it hits me. Like wee Ralphie in that one movie, A Christmas Story, when he finally, inevitably shoots out his own eye, we have finally, inevitably, lost our goddamn minds to the poteen. This night of pure purgatory ensues, involving crazed pagan snakes, a demented St. Patrick eyeballing us from the sky until daybreak, wondering how the CIA might go about faking an entire continent while the latent murderers within us wait on one more drop of poteen to waken them. Only by the skin of our sanity did we make it back to normality. To Theresa May, still believing that wheatfield's the maddest thing she ever did see. To Trump, planning some kind of militarised space force by 2020. And oh look, Jerry Adams is writing a cookbook, a sort of a culinary journey through the conflict. And when we fall asleep, we fall wondering just how well they all know Marcine's mammy's uncle's best pal's brother's wee girl's osteopath from Iskaheen. Why We Tell Stories by Liesl Mueller. 1. Because we used to have leaves, and on damp days our muscles feel a tug, painful now, from when roots pulled us into the ground. And because our children believe they can fly, an instinct retained from when the bones in our arms were shaped like zithers and broke neatly under their feathers. And because before we had lungs, we knew how far it was to the bottom as we floated open-eyed like painted scarves through the scenery of dreams. And because we awakened and learned to speak. 2. We sat by the fire in our caves, and because we were poor, we made up a tale about a treasure mountain that would open only for us. And because we were always defeated, we invented impossible riddles only we could solve, monsters only we could kill, women who could love no one else. And because we had survived, sisters and brothers, daughters and sons, we discovered bones that rose from the dark earth and sang as white birds in the trees. 3. Because the story of our life becomes our life. Because each of us tells the same story, but tells it differently. And none of us tells it the same way twice. Because grandmothers looking like spiders want to enchant the children. And grandfathers need to convince us that what happened, happened because of them. And though we listen only haphazardly, with one ear, we will begin our story with the word and. Ghost Light by Abby Oliveira. In Venice, the rancid canals are clear for the first time in 60 odd years. There's fish and oblivious dolphins and ducks swimming in Roman fountains, and how I wish we could swap places. But hi, humans, this is no time to hate the skin we're in. More a friend request, an offering of breath, of quiet observation, of collective remembering. This is what I tell myself when coping is all there is. Even the whispering wood we retreat to in spring is mimicking the shrieks of kids climbing trees, scraping knees, getting good clothes filthy, being free. The beach is triage for the spirit today. The hospitals as haunted as supermarkets. We sit 3 meters distant on the rocks, looking out towards Scotland, talking about how you just knew there was volumes to be written about us months before I even knew you were a thing. Human touch has infinite translations. And when my sister rings in terror, I know it's her before I look at the phone. We reach out in many more ways than one. She melts down. Lockdown, army docked in the harbour, our niece caught a cough, her seasonal hay fever dropped, and in the shop her neighbours looked like they'd happily murder her for absent-mindedly clearing her throat, then carried her bags home. We hang up in fits of laughter because Bono has already written the charity single for our futures, it seems. I should pitch this damn phone into the sea. But I need to be in touch. For when the ghost lights go off, and everyone returns, and the shows go on. This is a spoken word piece called Dandelion, and it's dedicated to everybody trying to come through a tough time in their life. Consider this a wee poetic hug from me to you. You are a dandelion, my friend. You bring light in. This has always been your nature. You grew out in the backwoods, nurtured by burnt earth and beer tins, karaoke machines and discarded roaches, and though most of the estate didn't know it back then, girl, you are medicine. Put here to help heal the sickness, where all talk of living is silenced to allow folk to die in peace, believing themselves to be only weeds. This is where you learn to be an artist, where you ripped up that concrete like Andy Dufresne, spent every day chipping away at those condemned walls with paintbrushes and needles, threaded like your life depended on it because it did. Our kind, we don't just scribble for amusement. Our kind, we learned to do this by writing our own lifeline since we were kids. Saw characters inhabiting other worlds and patches of ripped wood chip next to our beds. We learned to storytell, while our mothers broke ornaments and promises not to hurt themselves. Yet, girl, there will always be those who only want to focus on our grammar, our proud use of the vernacular, our bad syntax. They will not know about the tiny porch you turned into a workshop and dreamed of playing Budokan in college, learning to stilt walk and dreamed The part-time hours away singing as you cleaned, you dreamed and planted hanging baskets and painted glass, even as that bastard punched harder for every flower in your cap, knowing rightly that not even this jungle could hold you back. And just like seeds don't know what kind of flowers they'll grow up to be, so you might never see the butterfly effects of all your courage. Have faith, my friend. They may sprout in the most contentious, the most bitter of places, and then, like you, they will thrive in the worst soil, like the best wine. I hope that you enjoyed those poems and that they gave you a little bit of a chance to take 20 minutes or so to yourself today, just to lie back and relax, and hopefully they gave you a little bit of a lift. I wish you all the very best, and sure, we'll get through this, folks. We will. We will see each other all again very soon.